Every day, as the sun rises and sets, the world quietly loses nearly 27,000 people to cancer. That adds up to over 10 million souls each year, a number so staggering it's almost hard to comprehend. In the last century, we've witnessed incredible advances in science and medicine. We've mapped the human genome, developed targeted drugs, and engineered precise surgical techniques. Yet against this backdrop of progress, cancer rates continue to rise relentlessly. This paradox leaves us with a chilling question. If our understanding has grown and our treatments are more sophisticated than ever, why does cancer still claim more lives each year? Could there be something fundamental we're missing? Is it possible we're looking at cancer through the wrong lens? For decades, the prevailing wisdom has been that cancer is, at its core, a genetic disease. The story goes like this. Random mutations disrupt the DNA in a cell, causing it to grow uncontrollably. Following this logic, our most common treatments have focused on destroying cancer cells directly through chemotherapy, radiation, and increasingly targeted drugs that home in on specific genetic mutations. These approaches have saved lives and extended survival, but the overall impact on cancer rates has been surprisingly limited. But what if the genetic mutation model is only part of the picture? A growing number of scientists believe we need to shift our understanding. One of the most vocal proponents of this new way of thinking is Dr. Thomas Seyfried. His radical yet compelling idea is this: cancer isn't primarily a genetic disease. Instead, it originates from a breakdown in the way our cells generate and use energy. The real root cause, he argues, lies not in our DNA, but in the tiny power plants within each cell, the mitochondria. To understand this theory, imagine zooming into the microscopic world inside your body. Every one of your trillions of cells contains mitochondria, which are responsible for producing energy. Think of them as the power stations that keep your body running. They take nutrients, mainly glucose and fatty acids, and burn them with oxygen to create ATP, the universal energy currency that powers every heartbeat, every thought, every breath. When mitochondria are healthy, they produce energy efficiently using oxygen in a process called oxidative phosphorylation. But if mitochondria are damaged, cells switch to a backup system, fermenting glucose for energy, even when oxygen is present. This is much less efficient and creates a toxic environment inside the cell. This phenomenon, first described by Nobel laureate Otto Warburg nearly a century ago, is now known as the Warburg effect. Cancer cells, Warburg observed, don't breathe properly. They ferment sugar rapidly and uncontrollably. So, what causes our mitochondria to break down? The answer points to a perfect storm of modern lifestyle factors. Our world is filled with highly processed foods stripped of nutrients and loaded with artificial additives. We consume excessive amounts of sugar and refined carbohydrates, spiking our insulin and flooding our cells with more glucose than they can handle. We're exposed daily to environmental toxins, air pollution, and low levels of radiation, all of which can subtly damage cellular machinery. Chronic stress and poor sleep further tax our bodies, while sedentary habits and lack of sunlight keep our cells starved of the oxygen and movement they crave. Irregular eating patterns and disrupted circadian rhythms throw our internal clocks off balance. Over time, these factors damage the delicate membranes of our mitochondria, hinder oxygen metabolism, and create chronic inflammation. In this stressed environment, cells adapt by switching to fermentation, which sets the stage for dysfunction and ultimately cancer. Here's where the story gets truly fascinating. When mitochondria are functioning optimally, it becomes almost impossible for cancer to take hold. This insight flips our whole approach to cancer prevention and treatment on its head. Instead of focusing solely on destroying cancer cells, what if we focused on healing and protecting our mitochondria so those cells never become cancerous in the first place? This is the foundation of a new field of research known as metabolic therapy. Instead of targeting DNA mutations, metabolic therapy targets the way cancer cells generate energy. Because cancer cells have damaged mitochondria, they're forced to rely on two primary fuel sources: glucose, sugar, and glutamine, an amino acid. Healthy cells with functioning mitochondria can use a wider variety of fuels, including ketones derived from fats. This opens up a powerful insight. If we can cut off a cancer cell's supply of glucose and glutamine, we can essentially starve it, while healthy cells continue to thrive. This approach isn't science fiction. It's already being tested with promising results in clinics and research labs around the world, often using simple, natural lifestyle strategies. One of the most powerful metabolic therapies is the ketogenic diet. Unlike standard diets, which are high in carbohydrates, the ketogenic diet is high in fat, moderate in protein, and very low in carbohydrates. By severely limiting sugar and starches, the body is forced to switch from burning glucose to burning fat for fuel. This process generates molecules called ketones, which most healthy cells can easily use, but cancer cells, unable to adapt, cannot. Imagine your body as a hybrid car that can run on either gasoline, glucose, or electricity, ketones. Cancer cells are like cars with a broken electrical system. They can only use gasoline. If you stop pumping gasoline and switch to electricity, the cancer cells stall while your healthy cells keep running smoothly. What does a ketogenic diet look like in practice? It means embracing healthy fats like extra virgin olive oil, avocados, coconut oil, grass-fed butter, and nuts and seeds. It means choosing clean, moderate amounts of protein from pasture-raised eggs, wild-caught fish, grass-fed beef, and organic poultry. Low-carb vegetables like spinach, kale, broccoli, and cauliflower take center stage, while starchy grains, sugary snacks, and industrial seed oils are minimized or eliminated. Even fruits are limited to low-sugar options like berries and avocado. This isn't about deprivation. It's about fueling your body with foods that support rather than sabotage your cellular energy systems. Another tool in the metabolic therapy toolkit is intermittent fasting. By taking regular breaks from eating, you give your body a chance to enter a state called autophagy, a natural process where damaged cells are cleared out and replaced with healthy new ones. Fasting reduces insulin levels, lowers inflammation, stimulates mitochondrial repair, and boosts immune function. Even simple approaches like fasting for 16 hours and eating all your meals within an 8-hour window can yield significant benefits over time. For those who want to go deeper, dry fasting, abstaining from both food and water for short periods, can accelerate detoxification and cellular repair. While this is an advanced approach that should only be done under supervision, it highlights the remarkable capacity of the human body to heal itself when given the right conditions. Real-life stories bring these principles to life. Take the example of Guy T., a man diagnosed with advanced prostate cancer, type 2 diabetes, and high blood pressure. Instead of relying solely on conventional treatments, Guy adopted a ketogenic diet and incorporated periods of fasting. Over time, his cancer regressed, his blood sugar normalized, and his blood pressure returned to healthy levels. His journey is just one of many demonstrating how metabolic therapy doesn't just target cancer, it transforms the entire body, restoring balance and vitality. The beauty of this approach is that it doesn't require perfection or radical change. Small, consistent steps can have a big impact. Reducing refined carbs and sugar, eating more whole foods, timing your meals to avoid constant grazing, choosing healing fats, and focusing on nutrient-dense meals all shift your metabolism in a healthier direction. Even if you still enjoy the occasional fruit or carbohydrate, choosing low glycemic options like sweet potatoes, beets, pumpkin, brown rice, or citrus fruits can help keep blood sugar stable and inflammation low. Beyond diet and fasting, there are other daily habits that support mitochondrial health. Sleep is one of the most powerful healers. Your mitochondria repair themselves while you rest. So aiming for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep each night is crucial. Moving your body daily, even with gentle activities like walking, yoga, or stretching, delivers vital oxygen to your cells and boosts energy production. Sunlight, often overlooked, helps set your circadian rhythms and stimulates the production of vitamin D, a key player in cellular health. Breathing deeply and mindfully activates the parasympathetic nervous system, your body's healing mode. Even just a minute of slow, conscious breathing can reduce stress hormones and support mitochondrial rejuvenation. And the science of emotions is increasingly clear. Positive feelings like joy, gratitude, and love lower inflammation and boost immune function, while chronic anger, fear, or resentment drain your cellular energy. Ultimately, cancer isn't just a disease, it's a wake-up call. It's a message from our bodies urging us to look deeper, beyond the surface symptoms to the root causes. It's not about fear, nor is it about searching for magic cures. It's about understanding the fundamental importance of metabolism in health and disease. Every choice you make, what you eat, when you eat, how you sleep, move, breathe, and feel, affects the health of your mitochondria. And when your mitochondria are healthy, your body becomes a place where cancer struggles to survive. You don't have to wait for a diagnosis to start healing. Every wholesome meal, every 30-minute walk, every full night's rest, every deep breath, every kind word to yourself is an investment in your future health. The idea that cancer rates are rising despite all our technological and medical advances is sobering. But it's also empowering, because it means we have more control over our health than we might have realized. Instead of focusing solely on destroying what's wrong, we can shift our attention to nurturing what's right. We can focus on creating an internal environment where disease simply can't take hold. So, what if we've been looking at cancer the wrong way? What if, instead of searching endlessly for new drugs or miracle cures, we started with the basics, supporting our mitochondria, reducing metabolic stress, and giving our bodies the tools they need to heal? The science is still evolving, and there is no single answer that fits everyone. But one thing is clear. The choices we make every day, no matter how small, have the power to shape our health in profound ways. Your mitochondria are listening. They respond to every bite of food, every burst of movement, every moment of rest, every deep breath, every positive emotion. By caring for them, you're caring for the most fundamental part of yourself. And that, in the end, may be our best hope in turning the tide against cancer. A revolution from the inside out, one cell at a time.